Welcome back. We've got our Blade Runner unicorn there, and it's time to be Gabriel. Again, using somebody else's save game, since all of mine mysteriously, almost magically vanished without me ever having anything to do with the folder they're kept in, ever. So, hopefully this guy didn't make any mistakes that are going to screw this up. I kind of hoped when I downloaded save game state off the internet, the guy would have done it flawlessly, like maybe with a walkthrough. No.
What's up?
Just a minute, Gracie. Why don't you take a seat?
Somebody at this table is a murderer.
All right. Fun time's over. I want to know what's going on, and I want to know now.
I have no idea what you mean.
No, I.
Then let me give you a clue. Earlier today, I had a certain unpublished manuscript in my room. Someone took that manuscript, and that someone was...
The hotel staff, Emilio Baza. What is this one? It's a question mark. What is it? Oh, just don't know? No, I know it was Mosley.
Mosley. Shortly afterwards, it was stolen from the first thief by Madeline Bouthane. The second thief couldn't hold on to it either. It was stolen for the third time by Vittorio Buccelli.
And the third thief disposed of it by...
Only Grace knows that Buccelli stole it, and she hasn't had time to tell him.
burying it.
Really?
Yep.
But this is slanderous. You cannot prove a word.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. He can prove it. Every one of you left prints.
So have I now.
I admit it. I did take the manuscript, but I didn't do it for my own personal gain or anything. I'm CIA.
What?
Ha! That explains it.
Outrageous.
God, Moss. Congrats.
Thanks.
Mosley got a job with the CIA?
Mademoiselle Bouthane, what's your excuse?
I do not know what you mean.
Don't you? Let's consider the fact that you
Mosley.
have way too much equipment for a tour guide.
But
CIA.
I'm technically minded.
And lethal. My guess is French Internal Secret Service.
You are much too smart for your own good.
And Madeline's a
you,
spy.
Signore, you aren't interested in the treasure. In fact, you have no apparent reason for being here at all.
That is not a crime.
But stealing manuscripts is.
Perhaps
You stole it in the
is
first
time
place.
for you to reveal your secrets, Gabriel.
Sure. I'm a private investigator. I'm here about the kidnapping of Prince James of Albany's infant son.
Also,
James Stewart's
I'm a
son
shadow
has been
hunter.
kidnapped?
When did this happen?
You really didn't know? Either of you?
No.
Certamente no.
Then why were you given this assignment, Miss Bouthane?
I have been watching Rennes le Chateau for a few years now. There are certain political interests involved. Interests which might not be working for the long-term stability of the present French government. Besides, if there is an archaeological discovery to be made here, such findings should be controlled by the French authorities. We want to make sure nothing gets smuggled out without our knowing.
I thought you needed excavation permits to do any serious digging.
Hypothetically, but several parties have applied for permits. We can only deny them for so long.
Mose?
The CIA thinks there's something going on over here with the Freemasons, the Priory, and the Knights of Malta. You name it. We've got to make sure our interests are being protected. You know, the good old U.S. of A. Oh, they sent me on a tour as a kind of an audition, I guess. They didn't want anybody with legit CIA credentials. You know, anyone who could be traced. But I'll probably be starting full-time when I get back.
And the digging, monsieur?
Oh, intelligence got that tip from somewhere. I was just supposed to, check it out.
So it was the CIA who infiltrated our computer system. We thought it was the Priory. It is not the first theory we have had, I am afraid.
This is very
Our
fascinating.
several experts work on it when they can, and it appears this was another failed attempt. right, monsieur?
I sure didn't find anything.
And now we can go, yes? I assume you have not found your kidnapper among us?
Doesn't look it.
I would have loved for Gabriel to have confessed to them that he also hunts down voodoo witches, werewolves, and vampires.
You were very masterful, but you have not gotten everything from me yet. Perhaps you should come by my room and try.
What's wrong with her
harder?
hand?
Hmm?
Oh, yeah, Grace is gonna love
And I
that.
always thought the idea of chastity belts was cruel and sexist. I finally get it.
I doubt they invented one strong enough for Madeline. Thanks
Oh.
for finding the manuscript. Where was it?
Bukele buried it out in the valley. I saw his moped from Blanchford.
Good job, Grace. As usual.
Prince James is at the Villa Bethania. He wants to see you.
I bet.
And there's some real progress on the treasure. With Sydney, I was able to...
I'll come up later, okay?
Seriously?
Suit yourself.
She solved the mystery of the treasure. The entire mystery. The reason all of these Secret Service people were here. By the way, we never got out of Buccelli what he was a part of. I mean, it was great finding out about Madeline, but nobody wanted Buccelli to speak up and be like, oh, by the way, signori, I work for the Catholic Church. The Pope, he sent me here. It's a me, a Buccelli. Yeah, I'm not good at accents. Sorry. Mosley's with the CIA? The CIA picked a mediocre at best cop from New Orleans? Honestly, I think that was just a way to include Mosley in future Gabriel Knight mysteries, which I'm okay with. Just seems like a weird leap. Let me just walk around this corner here and talk to my gal. Hey, have you seen the maid? Because, oh. I could talk about us, Sydney, or the case. Let's see.
Can we talk about the case for a minute?
Of course.
I've been thinking about the list of suspects. I haven't been able to pin down everyone yet, particularly Madeline, Buccelli, and that beanhead Mosley.
Yeah, that dining room conversation could have gone better.
But I have the feeling that those three aren't involved in the kidnapping.
I agree.
Prince James and Larry are Freemasons and the Abbe's Priory. I don't think the Priory did it. There's just no reason for them to do something so alienating.
Whoa, big word.
Thanks. I know a couple.
He's a writer.
So that leaves who? Emilio?
Yeah, he's an odd one. Always sneaking around. Plus, Lady Howard and Estelle.
Lady Howard and Estelle are not.
No, but they're hiding something.
They're hiding
There's
the fact
also
that they're
that tunnel.
poor.
I deciphered Le Serpent Rouge, and it showed a red serpent on the map, with its tail wrapping right around Chateau de Serres. It really... well, it's pretty creepy.
I agree. He's our best suspect at the moment. I'll go check out Sarah's again. In the meantime, you keep an eye on Emilio, Lady Howard, and Estelle.
Lady Howard and
Alright.
Estelle aren't hiding
But be
anything.
careful.
We uncovered what their scheme is. Lady Howard is poor.
I need to decide what it is I want to have happen before I talk to her about it. I don't want to screw up again.
Oh, that was nice of you to give me a conversational topic that you refused to talk about. Thank you, Gabriel.
You've made some progress with Sydney, you said?
Yeah, I did. Several times.
Well, what'd you find out?
Oh, lots of stuff you probably don't care about. But it did help me find an entrance to an underground cave. I think Wilkes was onto it before he died.
That does sound promising. Maybe we can go over it later. I have a few last things I want to do first.
Like Roxanne. I mean Madeline. I mean both at the same time. He didn't even get his keys to the motorcycle back yet, but that's fine. Actually, you know what? Hold up. Don't go out there yet. Why don't you...
Mosley's right. She is a babe. I really need to figure out what I'm going to do.
You've known her for, what, 6 years now in the course of this game? Or in the course of these games? And you're just now figuring out she's attractive. Considering early in the first game you could make a point of trying to look down her shirt. I would have thought you'd already figured that out. Hell, you kept flirting with her the whole first game. I wonder if I can get the rest of those licenses.
I already have that one. I've already got that license plate number.
Are you carrying around all of the license plate numbers? No, but he has Larry. Look at that. He has Larry Chester's fingerprint right there.
I already have that one.
Really? Because it didn't look like you had them.
I already wrote it down.
Okay. Quick detour, guys. And I'm sorry. But this is bothering me. This guy did get Larry Chester's thing. He just didn't feel like scanning it into Sydney, I guess. And Gabriel claims to have written down all the licenses, even though they're not in Sydney either. But somehow, despite this person not adding them all up or everything, I feel better that they did do this. That's right, we've got Leisure Suit Larry's print right here. How he got into this game, we never know, but hopefully he won't cause, you know, a civilization-destroying virus. See, there's just 4 licenses. You're missing Lady Howard's and Estelle's, which wasn't parked there, so I guess it's... Alright. Let's get this show on the road. We are almost done, guys. This is not a terribly long chapter. The next one's pretty short. And then the one after that's the last one. And while it's a little longer, it's the last one. So I can see the light at the end of the tunnel on this one. Just as a heads up, the next series I'm going to do is going to be Quest for Glory. I'm going to take a little bit of time before I do Quest for Glory, catch up on some other videos, but it's coming. Yes, write it all down. Get it good. Get it, got it good. Okay. This is the last time I'm ever playing this game, I think, so I'm trying to see if just maybe I can get maximum points, because I think it'd be cool if I did. The camera is kept out. I was trying to remember if there was a car there or not. Sorry, I'm just going around trying to remember everything. And then I will get this game right back on track. Okay. I'm just going to scan this in and then really. But, so I'll talk to you a little bit about the Quest for Glory LP that I'm going to do while I'm doing this boring thing. I've actually made some arrangements because, as you know, the first 3 Quest for Glory games don't have any voice acting, which would mean that the expectation would be for me to read all of the stuff in the game. I don't think any of us wants that. But what I'm going to do, or what I'm going to try and see how it works, is a friend of mine who's a voice actress is going to come into town, and we're going to record the game together. She'll be the voice of the game, and I'll do my commentary. Her job will just to be to read everything, and being a voice actress, she might put some spin on it, you know, do some character voices and whatnot. And we're going to see how that works for the first 3 games. And I may not use the same voice actress for everyone, because I actually have a couple of different voice actor friends. So hopefully you guys will like that. Let's see, we're going to link that. We never do get Estelle's either. Alright. Now it's time for realsies. Now the action is getting intense, so let the adventure commence. Armed with sky-high IQ and impeccable dress sense, right? That's right, if he tries to write that down, he just insults my intelligence. I think I'll remember Madeline's the one driving the bus. Yeah, I can't do his voice either. Samurai. Alright, now, where is the Villa Britannia? Maybe the Villa Britannia's in the... Okay. I thought the Villa Britannia was somewhere else, but I guess it's here in town. Right here in Little Rennes-le-Chateau. Do you think it's this big honkin' house? I mean, the guy is a prince. Villa Britannia. Private property. See, I speak French as well as Gabriel speaks German.
It says, keep out, more or less.
No, it says private property.
Villa Bethania, personal residence constructed by Saunier. He's the one who got rich and started the rumors about a treasure.
Yes, he is. Good job.
I do appreciate your returning the manuscript, Mr. Knight.
If I'd known what Mr. Sinclair here was up to, I wouldn't have taken it in the first place.
Well, what's done is done.
Wow, Larry is not
Time to have
happy.
a serious conversation.
Absolutely.
I'm a little nervous about the manservant back there.
Do you consider yourself to be a bloodline descendant, Prince James?
Well, it may sound foolish to you, but a belief in our lineage and the responsibility that
You gotta
brings
speak up over the music,
has been
guy.
the motivation behind everything the Stuarts have done for centuries. You see, we take our heritage very seriously.
You gotta talk over the music.
So, you think the kidnapping is a response to Sinclair's manuscript, to its positioning you as the head of the bloodline?
It's not just the manuscript, but yes.
Have you received any demands from the kidnappers, or...
No. Look, I'm willing to give up my claim forever if that's what they want, as long as my son is safe.
And my
But
son
they
can
don't
keep
know
the claim.
who to contact to make such a concession. The Priory swears they're not responsible, and no one else has come forward.
Vampires.
My God, I'm at the end of my rope.
Perhaps it's not political.
If I let myself even consider that it might be the night visitors, I can't imagine what they would want with...
I'm sorry. I know how awful this is.
It is pedigree blood. It's probably quite tasty. I know your son's been kidnapped, but I want to talk to you about
Does the
viticulture.
grapevine motif mean anything to you? Viticulture in general?
Yes.
By the way, this
The
guy's
wine
name
of
is
communion
Mesme.
represents the blood of Jesus, and the grape represents his body. And the grapevine, in some circles,
Spelled
represents the
grapevine in the
disposed house of
subtitles.
David. You have heard Jesus called the fruit of David, as you...
Of course.
Where did you see such a motif, Mr. Knight?
Oh, it's in the church. What are these negotiations between the Freemasons and the Priory about?
Because of our common heritage, there's certain wisdom and property that's shared. And now that the dispute over the Bloodline heir is coming to a head, these things must be settled.
We got a treasure chest for the Freemasons and a treasure chest for the Priory.
What kind of property do the Freemasons have?
We have a few of the treasures that have always been sacred to the descendants of Moses.
Like what? The Ark of the Covenant? Something like that?
I'm not at liberty to
Don't be
say,
silly.
but the Bloodline
Indiana
treasures
Jones
are
has that.
dispersed. Whoever takes the mantle, in the end, will want them. All of them.
Ooh. Do you think that maybe the Freemasons are the ones that run that warehouse at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark?
What about the Priory? What do they have that you want?
The Priory controls the treasure the Templars couldn't take with them to Scotland because it was embedded in the very landscape.
The treasure of Rennes le Chateau?
Yes, but they're not to touch it until we've agreed on a treaty. You see, we have things they want too. What about my son, Mr. Knight? I'm willing to tell you certain things, but please, have you learned anything new?
I've narrowed it down to a few
I'm a
suspects. In
Schottenjäger.
fact, I was going to follow up on that right
You
now.
can just tell me
Very well.
everything.
Mesme and I will continue our own efforts. We'll see you back here this evening.
Absolutely. And, try not to worry.
I got a
appreciate
feeling this
your
whole thing will be wrapped up
tenaciousness, Mr. Knight.
tonight.
Yeah? I've had shots for that, but never mind. I'll see you.
Oh, I'm sorry, I talked over one of Gabriel's funny lines. The guy said, I appreciate your
Extraordinary
tenaciousness. Yes, he is an extraordinary man, you're right. He's Gabriel effing Knight. There's something I'm supposed to do before I just leave, isn't there? Maybe? Not sure. Let's find out. They're still here. I don't want them to be here. Because the only fingerprint I'm still missing is Estelle's. Because, you know, maybe it'll turn out that Estelle is behind this whole thing. She's actually a... Oh my god.
What a great mound of turpitude. Oh, poor Estelle. She's kind of like a faithful bulldog, isn't she?
Don't be mean to Estelle, Gabriel. She's actually the vampire queen. She's behind it all.
Good afternoon, Mr. Knight.
You need to slow down before you hit oil.
I appreciate your concern. I'll be finishing up here soon.
Nothing, huh?
No, not a thing.
Does she really need money that badly?
Lily's not the sort to live like ordinary people. She was raised to shine. Oh, you wouldn't understand. Now, if you'll excuse me.
No, he wouldn't understand. He was a failed novelist who found out his family had a duty to protect humanity from horrors beyond the veil of understanding. And now he lives in a castle with a German maid and his Asian sidekick. Oh. I thought I was going to get Estelle's fingerprints, but that may not happen. Alright. I'm going to stop obsessing now, and we're going to go ahead and get through the rest of this. I'm going to try to stop obsessing. I just can't believe the doofus who got these saved games, you know, Managed to get Larry's fingerprint, but forgot to get Lady Howard's
Excuse me, Mr.
license.
Arnaud.
What if you missed other licenses and I just can't think of them at the moment?
Hello, Mr. Knight.
I've been meaning to ask you something.
And what is that?
I've been meaning to ask you about your association with the Priory of Sion.
Where did you hear such a thing?
Prince James's men? See, I'm working for Prince James. I came here to see about the kidnapping myself.
I see. Well, I'm not really surprised, though I would have expected more polish from Prince James's agents. Ce n'est pas d'importance. You will learn nothing from
But
me.
that's not
The
important.
Priory would never stoop to kidnapping a child.
And tell me, what sort of things would the Priory stoop to?
I have nothing to say to you about the Priory, Mr. Knight. But whatever you hear from Prince James, remember, it is their side of the story.
So tell me your side of the story.
The Priory is trying to get official permission to excavate in the area, isn't that right?
Yes, but so are the Freemasons. Naturally, we have an advantage being French.
And what exactly are you planning to excavate?
Far more learned ears than yours have been denied that knowledge.
Really? Including yours? Have they told you what it is?
Really? Quel toupet.
Alright, I can't translate that one. I don't know much French. I know a little bit of Latin. So I can translate some Romance languages.
Excelsior Montreux,
sometimes.
the owner of Chateau de Serras. Is he a Priory member too?
Not at all. Why?
Oh, just wondering.
So he's the one leading our mysterious third group.
The Priory does have issues with Prince James, though, doesn't it? Political issues?
What could you understand about such matters? We have been working for centuries to get the bloodline on the throne of France. Do you know, we almost succeeded. Marie Antoinette was desposée, and she had a son who would have been king. But the damned revolution ruined everything.
Stupid peasants not wanting to eat cake.
Revolutions can really fuck up your long-term conspiracies. I take it the Priory doesn't like the idea of the Stuarts regaining power.
In Scotland, perhaps. Not in France. Not over the European Union. The Habsburg-Lorraines are a much more critical line. Besides, we could hardly accept a Scot on the throne.
I see your point. Oh, those bagpipes can get annoying.
Oh, Gabriel, I love you.
So there really is a treasure?
Beyond measure.
Well, so why don't you just go in and take it?
The Templars lived a long time ago.
You don't know where it is, do you?
Grace
There are
does.
certain disadvantages to keeping information in the hands of a chosen few. When the French Revolution occurred, the Abbé here was the guardian. He was forced to flee to Spain. His records were lost for decades. Then Saunier rediscovered them. He was a greedy bastard, and he was tormented by the Great Secret. He offered fragments of the documents for exorbitant sums. He fabricated and destroyed evidence, and died without revealing what he knew.
That's why you've leaked information, isn't it? You hoped someone would solve the riddle for you.
There is a season for everything, and the season for the unveiling is coming very soon.
Chapter after
One
next.
way or another, the treasure will come to light.
In the grand finale.
What is it you're so determined to unveil?
One day soon, you shall know.
Today,
Oh,
in
excuse
fact.
me,
Later
Mr.
tonight.
Oh, and I do wish you luck in finding the infant.
That's very kind of you.
It's our best bud, your pal and mine, Mr. Priory of Sion. Talking to the Abbé is like dancing without a floor.
What does that mean? No, you get back over there. You tell me what you mean by that. It's like falling to your death? I can't imagine... First of all, just picturing an area without a floor is difficult, unless he means like a specially treated dance floor. Because inevitably you're going to have ground sooner or later, one would think. I don't know. We're just going to walk on in here.
They're closed.
Oh no! Luckily, this is one of the worst designed gates ever made. I could climb over a gate built like that. Ruh-roh.
Uh-oh. It's Marceau.
The chateau is closed, Monsieur Knight.
I noticed. Well, I didn't see a buzzer down at the gate, so I had to come up. Now, I hate to bother y'all, but I'm leaving the area today, and I really need to ask Mr. Montreux just a few more teensy questions. Oh, please.
Oh, wait here.
Yeah, Gabriel just kind of pisses off every servant everywhere, all the time.
Oh, my apologies, Mr. Knight. It is a very bad day for visitors.
Boy, I've had some of those. This is probably really inconvenient, but I'm leaving France today, and I was hoping to feature Sarah's in my article. You made quite an impression on me.
Did I?
Oh, yeah. What I was really hoping was to snag a few more bottles of that Merlot. My editors won't let me give anything 5 stars unless they've tasted it. And boy, that Merlot deserves 5 stars.
Oh, well then.
You can tell he's a classy wine
Of
taster.
course, I can get you more bottles.
With that
We'll have
accent.
Marceau open the tasting room.
Actually, I'm guessing, well, you guys have a wine cellar. Am I right?
Yes.
Could we go down there and get the wine? It'd make a much more romantic opening for my article. I could just make it up, but as you said yourself, God is in the details.
I don't believe I said that, but I couldn't agree more. I'll take you down myself.
Just look out
Oh,
for the
wow.
creepy old woman.
I knew this place would be great. I was reading about those Roman mines they had around here. Does this cellar attach to anything, like that?
No. Ah, here it is, the 76 Merlot.
I've been thinking about what you said, about how the breeding of grapes is like the breeding of people.
That is not what I said.
It kind
it's
of
a
is.
Terrific analogy. Maybe
Let me shake this up.
New story. So, would you say this Merlot is like, say, the king of wines, or just a gorgeous? Look at that! God, am I an idiot?
No, please, don't bother. It's... Oh, my.
Wow, that was a hell of a gash.
You're asking about the wine? No, not in Prince. Our little Merlot. Then again, it's not exactly wine in the box, either. But yes, it's eminently drinkable.
Told you he was a vampire.
Right. Ooh, gosh, look at the time. I have that flight to catch. Thanks. See myself out.
The blood of a Schottenjäger. Man, everybody who goes into that wine cellar gets creeped out.
Black paint on the windows. There's a bit of convenient decor.
Let me just take a peek in the garage here.
Open. Uh-oh.
Wow, is it dark in here? Is there a light switch or... Oh, hi. The light switch is the one thing that's lit up.
A black sedan.
I knew it.
What's up there?
Bats. Looks like lots of bats.
Most sacred. After tonight, the adepts will converge in Cairo.
Oh, shit.
Voila! Mission night. What are you?
Look. It's the man from the train.
Oh man, it's the vampires. It's the vampires. They're driving a red car now. Run, 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 Gabriel. That's it. Our next chapter is the last chapter. So make sure you come back for the grand finale.